pleasant day to His Excellency and his deputy. Pleasant day to Edo people and to Nigerians here at home and in diaspora. This is a message from Iyayi Foundation and Caesar Engineering and Construction Limited. I want to say a fabulous congratulations to the Governor of Edo State, Godwin Obaseki, and his deputy, Felicitates, on their victory and the just concluded Edo State governorship election. Before I go further, I would like to state two issues that could result to bias so that everybody will be in the know as to what my motives are. I am a contractor, but I want to put it loud and clear that I will not seek and I will not accept any contract from Edo State government now or in the future. So my intentions are not connected in any way with patronage. I am an Edo person, I'm a Nigerian, and I was visible, although I stood within the corridors of my house. I watched every aspect of the election. Because I'm not a politician, I did not vote. I did not have any card, I did not belong to any party, I did not vote in any election. Because I know as a businessman, if I decide to vote for Ize-Iyamu and Obaseki wins, I will be in trouble. If I vote for Obaseki and Ize-Iyamu wins, I will be in trouble. So the best thing is to maintain a dignified neutrality, which I did. So I did not contribute a kobo to anybody. I did not contribute to the victor or the vanquished. But the election has been held and we have a winner. It is now our duty to come out and congratulate the winner and to appeal for everybody to come together to build our state. Pastor Osagie Ize-Iyamu is my friend. I heard that he offered a message of congratulations to the governor. I don't know if it is true. But I'm also beginning to hear that he's considering, or some of his party people are considering going to court to challenge the result. And brother, you are a pastor, you are a man of God. Let Edo State have peace. The ambition of an individual should not supersede the ambition of the rest of the state or the country. We all know that the election was free and fair. If it wasn't free and fair, believe me, I will not come on television to congratulate the governor. I will only write a letter to him and say congratulations. But it was free, it was fair, it was credible. As a matter of fact, I never expected that Obaseki will win this election because the forces against him were numerous. I was worried about the federal might. I said, can our democracy survive the way it is now when we have the federal government deploying so many soldiers, so many police to determine the outcome of the election? And I said, if I knew Obaseki, I would advise him to just sit down at home, relocate to Lagos and continue your business. But he knew what we didn't know. He had the guts, he had the intestinal fortitude to brave the storm. And he did. He has done that with the support and acquiescence of Edo people and Nigerians in diaspora and here in the country. We were all surprised, we were shocked. And now that he has that victory, I want to appeal to Pastor Osagie Ize-Iyamu in his capacity as a man of God to allow peace to reign. I know that people want to hide behind clauses. But remember, you are a lawyer. There's a difference between the letter of the law and the spirit of the law. The spirit of the law is superior to the letter of the law. And the people who are going to hide under the canopy of the letter of the law to truncate this victory as put together by the people, it will be unfair, it will be an act of injustice. Because we know that the election was conducted, the purpose of the law, the purpose of the Constitution is to create a safe environment for citizens, to create an environment where people can be prosperous. We as black people are not prosperous. We are always fighting ourselves, and this litigation that is being planned is another example of us fighting ourselves and dragging ourselves behind. Let us put the interests of Edo people, the interest of Nigeria, ahead of our personal interest. After all, it's only God that made it possible for you to get to this position. So think about it. Think about how litigation is going to impact negatively on Edo State. It is important that we start to think ahead, to put our state forward ahead of our personal interests. Having said that, I want to appeal to the governor that he should be magnanimous in victory. You have won the election. You should call all parties together and see how you can lead the state. God has put you there as a leader of the state, so you should lead with magnanimity. Allow people, even though they were your opponent, allow them to have a say, bring them together. And then now, finally, I want to make one or two suggestions about what I believe should be your area of interest. It is not sufficient anymore for anybody who is a governor or who is a sitting president to build a civic center, renovate a school, build some roads, do some drainages, and then we say he's trying. That is not enough. We are going to move to the next stage. I want to suggest to you to want to build your name in prosperity, in posterity, so that we will be able to overcome our challenges. What are the challenges of black people? We do not produce anything. We consume all. It is now a challenge for us to identify all those finished products that we are importing into Nigeria and see how we can manufacture them here in Nigeria. Made in Nigeria by Nigerians. Think about it, Your Excellency. You have the opportunity now. You've done very well when you established that power plant. That is the first step. That was a visionary decision that you made there. And kudos to you. Now that you have that power plant, when I had a discussion with you some time ago, you said you were going to use it to give light to civil servants in the afternoon. Civil servants that are already wallowing in luxury, doing very little. I'll come to that in my book that I'm writing. They constitute less than 1% of the population, and they consume more than 50% of the resources of the state and of the country. They don't need further AC in their rooms to give them encouragement. What we need is for that plant to be used to generate power that can be used to manufacture goods. I am not saying that government should establish another factory. Governments are notorious for inefficiency. What government is good at doing is to find a way to encourage Nigerian entrepreneurs to establish plants. I'm not going to talk theory, I'm going to be specific. One of the areas that I want you to consider is solar panel. The so-called BADC, or the discos, they have failed us. People are beginning to get respite by importing solar panels. And what is solar panel? Solar panel is made from the second most abundant element on the earth crust, silicon. It is everywhere. It is called sand. The highest quality of it is called quartz, and it abounds in Edo State. So you need silicon to produce solar panel. You have power already. So what do you need now? You need a factory that you will encourage Nigerian entrepreneurs to bring in, either through soft financing. Look for credible Edo people, credible Nigerians, not people who say they are in politics, people that have never done anything in their lives. We're talking about people that are achievers. Look for them, encourage them, let them bring these plans. All these things are elucidated in my book, The ABC of How to Industrialize Nigeria. It will come up very soon. But before then, if we can bring in expatriates, bring in machines that can produce this product, where you use the power from the electricity to melt the elements, to melt silicon, and go to 99% purity. And from there, with the expatriates, we can now produce solar panel. Imagine if we produce solar panel in Nigeria, in Edo State, the impact it's going to have on our foreign exchange. Imagine how many people will be working there. You'll be having a case where you can expand the tax base, reduce capital flight, and at the same time, empower your people. It would be a good idea that in Edo State, we are producing solar panel. It goes with batteries also, because if you want solar panels to work, you must attach solar batteries to them. And those batteries can also be produced here in Nigeria. What is in a battery? It is lead and sulfuric acid. So we can do all these things here. It will take your intervention as a governor to encourage people to build factories, and then you're surprised that within a short spell, all these projects I'm talking about immediate and medium term. There are long-term projects, but the ones that you have 4 years to go now, that will be able to materialize and come into fruition within 2 years, so that you'll be able to see the fruit of your labor. Now, having talked about solar panel, let me close with another one. There are many. Now, we have salt in Edo State and the other part of Nigeria. We also have a short line of about 804 kilometers where you can harness the water from the sea to generate salt. But salt on its own is an inexpensive commodity. But there's a magic. When you take salt and add water to it, you now have salt solution. And when you expose it to electrolysis, DR or DC, direct current coming from the battery, you'll be able to separate the elements. So the elements you have there, because it's the salt, you have sodium chloride, which is chlorine and sodium in the salt, water, which is hydrogen and oxygen. So you have 4 elements you are going to separate. So by introducing electrolysis, you are able to remove the chlorine. Chlorine has industrial and domestic application. We import it. So by doing electrolysis from salt, you're able to get chlorine. By doing electrolysis, you're able to get hydrogen, which also has industrial application. And finally, you'll be able to get sodium hydroxide, which is caustic soda. We import caustic soda into Nigeria, yet we have salt. So you see, from salt, you're able to make caustic soda, and with caustic soda, you'll be able to add palm kernel oil to it, and you have soap. Today, I submit to you that we import everything. We import caustic soda. The bigger companies, they import what they call soap noodles. They add water to it, and they say they are making soap. We have not started yet, but we have the capacity to do it. It is your duty, it rests right on your shoulders as the governor, to take the bold steps to bring about manufacturing in these two areas. There are many other areas. Of course, I have to give you kudos for your situation room. I saw it. I said, yes, that is a man of intellect. Great idea. So now, what do you do with that situation room? Import Indians. They are the best in software technology. Put them in there. Let them teach our people how to write programs. And you'll be surprised, in 2 years, Nigerians will be experts in software programming. They cannot do it now because you don't have the right people with the right brain, the right experience to teach. You cannot give what you don't have. So bring in the Indians. Let them come to Edo State and occupy those magnificent buildings that we have put up. Fill them with computers and let the Indians teach our children how to write software. So you see in the next 2-3 years, Nigerians will be answering telephone calls for Americans and making appointments for them. Nigerians will be writing programs on computers, on how to run computers, how to run various things, airplanes, whatever. We hear that Nigeria has developed the highest, fastest running computers in the world. If they can do it over there, we can do it here. I congratulate you on your victory, and I believe that your second term will be better than your first term. You have done very well. Keep the flag flying. Wish you the best. Wish Edo State the best. And finally, I almost forgot about this. During the debate, your opponent, Ize-Iyamu, he made some points that are very, very clear to you. He told you, he said, kidnapping is taking place at Orokosa, Obada, and Aho bypass. Please take note of that. Your duty as a governor is to protect life and property. That's the first responsibility. Please form a team. People of intellect that do not need to be paid salaries, people that are not interested in collecting money from you to be paid. There are intelligent people in this state. Bring them together and brainstorm with them in a way forward. In this case, regarding kidnapping, you can do a lot by deploying soldiers to those areas that are notorious for kidnapping. I thank you very much for listening to me, Your Excellency. I thank God that justice prevailed, because it is what the people wanted. The people wanted you, and now you are there. Thank you very much, everybody. May God bless Edo State. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.